Adele will allegedly live at a 30,000 euro per night suite in Las Vegas during her upcoming concert residency held at the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace. Can you imagine spending like 30, $40,000 plus per day to go to sleep? Like, I mean, when you put it into that way, like, because this is the reality, right? No matter where you stay at, nice hotel, not nice hotel, villa, not villa, cardboard box, whatever, right? You're paying to basically just go to sleep, take a shower, and eat inside there. Like, there's not much you could really do, right? So the singer, 34, has reportedly been provided the luxurious accommodation at Nobu Villa, part of Nobu Hotel, free of charge, but it would usually cost up to 2.7 million euros for the 3 months of her stay. Now, this is actually a very important thing, right? Because to her, it is going to be free of charge, and also she's getting paid to perform there for those 3 months. So, props to her. This is probably like an extremely nice deal, right? Like, if you were offered something like this, you should probably take it, right? Because you get to stay in a super amazing place and also get paid probably a really crazy amount of money because there's going to be a lot of people wanting to see her. And so basically, it's like right here, right? At 10,300 square feet, the Japanese inspired rooftop mini home, which, by the way, this isn't a mini home, this is a freaking mansion, okay? 10,000 square feet is technically deemed a mansion, boasts 3 bedrooms, as well as a barbecue pit and a zen garden with a rural pool, which all overlook the strip, right? Like, this would be an amazing place to probably stay at, to be honest. And we're going to probably be going inside it as well, if they show any photos and videos and all of it. So, a source told The Sun Adele is being served up the most astonishing VIP package of any artist. She will be able to order food from any Caesar's restaurant as well as have a booze cabinet filled with all her desired tipples, whatever those are. Furthermore, Adele traveled to Sin City from her Beverly Hills mansion via private jet and private chauffeurs, it has been claimed. Now, apparently, this actually looks really nice. Because not only that, this has like they said, like a Japanese type of style, right? So, this actually looks really nice. Like just this one photo right here, I wouldn't mind staying there. Oh, that's a really, really blurry photo. Still looks pretty good though. Let's see. So during a recent interview with L, okay, Adele was keen to discuss what she called the worst moment in my career after she canceled her initial Vegas residency. The superstar had been set to open her weekends with the Adele show back in January but canceled in an emotional video message to her fans at the last minute. Adele tearfully told fans, many of whom who were already in Sin City at the time, several different reasons behind her pushing back the residency. My show ain't ready, she said. We've tried absolutely everything that we can to put it together in time and for it to be good enough for you, but we've been absolutely destroyed by delivery delays and COVID. Let's see. After rescheduled dates for the gig were leaked, the singer took to Instagram last month to finally confirm the show would start in November, as she thanked fans for their patience. It was the worst moment in my career by far, she told Elle of her decision to cancel. By far, I was so excited about those shows, it was devastating. She explained it was just hours to go before her debut date that she just wasn't satisfied with the show. There was just no soul in it. The stage setup wasn't right. It was a very disconnected from me and my band, and it lacked intimacy. And maybe I tried too hard to give it those things in such a controlled environment. It was previously reported that delays were down to the singer being displeased with the set design, particularly over a swimming pool erected in the middle of the stage. Of the backlash she faced from fans, many of whom had splurged thousands on flights and accommodations to see the star, Adele admitted the first couple of months were really, really hard. I was embarrassed, but it actually made myself grow because it was a very brave thing to do, and I don't think many people would have done what I did. I'm very proud of myself for standing by my artistic needs. And insiders in the Caesar Palace camp told TMZ in May that the resort and Live Nation had to arrive at a workable arrangement with the singer within a month in order for the show to go forward. Whereas a top flight sports agent had apparently entered the negotiations on the show, which is allegedly projected to make $150 million. So, let's look at this. Adele's Vegas residency in numbers: 24 shows she was due to perform, 4,100 seats in the Coliseum, 1.5 million to 2.2 million expected in ticket sales per performance. $685,000 is Adele's paycheck per performance. $220 million is how much the singer is worth, and $85 is the cost of the cheapest ticket before fees, $30,000 on how much tickets were changing hands for online, in 5 years since Adele has given a public concert. So there could have been a lot of money generated from this. So the sources said that Adele had multiple bones of contention about this show, including but not limited to the choir and the sound system. Caesar's insiders also cited disagreement over a swimming pool that was meant to be part of the concert set. In April, Adele reportedly fired her creative team and hired a whole new one in a bid to help save her postponed residency. She is understood to have split with the creative team behind the residency and instead drafted and take that's a creative expert to take the reins. So the star called her revamped plans for the 32 concert dates, which means she's actually going to make way more money this time, which run from November 18th to 2022 to March 25th, 2023, nostalgic, teasing that the show would tell the story of her career. It's going to be really beautiful, she mused to Elle, adding that there will be plenty of her trademark interaction with the audience, quipping, I haven't got any bullet points, obviously, when I talk, that's why my shows are so erratic. One time I gave like an hour speech about an aquarium. I think I'm right to do it right now, she said of the residency. I know I'm not like 60 years old and haven't got 20 albums under my belt, but I think my music will work in a show in Vegas. So that's pretty crazy. Let's check out some of the comments. What can you possibly get for $30,000 a night? The mind boggles. Ba 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 ba. 30K a night, I can't even imagine money like that. The highest I paid is 325 bucks a night and that was an emergency. I cannot imagine that kind of money. Must be nice. I guess she earns it from talent so fine. Sicko, money better spent on charitable causes. $30,000 per night suite is so not reality that I stopped reading there. Does anyone else notice the rich get richer, the middle class is disappearing, and the poor get poorer? Most of us will be in the latter soon. The harsh division is becoming more pronounced in every area. Interesting. Is that it? Wait, no. Best rated. Let's check out this. I can't believe I ever liked this woman. She turned out to be such a disappointment. Wow. Let's see. Mostly because she succeeded, even though the way she looked, she showed that you don't need to sing half naked to attract audience. Plus, I used to love some of her old songs. I stopped listening to her music a while back. She profits from making people miserable and depressed. It's not healthy in the way she treats people who help to get where she is, and fans isn't either. Quit listening to her after her little hissy fit. Took my money without any regard for the total mess it caused. I find it amazing the more famous and richer you are, the more things you get for free. And more annoying they get, she used to be grounded. If this is true, and it probably is, then she clearly has her head stuck right up her booty. This is what happens when you surround yourself with people who think your poop is gold. What a waste of money. As a Christian, I love to know and worship our Good Shepherd, the Lord Jesus Christ, and feel blessed to have inherited his sheep genes that mark me as belonging to him. Well, interesting. Ticket prices are ridiculous. No concert is worth that much. Well, I mean, the $85 isn't that big of a deal. Even a couple hundred ain't that big of a deal. But the $30,000 like swapping around online is stupid. And the question remains, will she sing or shack up with her boyfriend? Adele is losing more fans than LeBron missing free throws. Who in their right mind would buy tickets to her show after the BS she pulled? Probably a lot still, because of how big her fan base actually is. After what Adele did to her fans regarding Vegas, she deserves Motel 6. See, yeah, this is the thing, right? So after what she did, she deserves no residency invitations from anyone anywhere. Like, the fact is, she pulled something at the very last second where people had already committed a lot of money to go see her. Like, that's pretty wrong to do, right? You could be like, hey, this is not going to be the best show, but I'm still going to deliver a show because I promised you guys a show, right? Like, you had people commit money for something and you did not deliver it, right? And none of that people are basically got their money back. So it's like bad. Let's see. You could just buy a house for that. Yeah, that's an obscene amount of money to spend on lodging, whether you have the means or not. I agree. If people want to waste their money seeing this drama queen who likes American pepperami, that's their choice. Anywhere that charges $30,000, oh, £30,000 a night should be outlawed. There's people living on the street in that city and eating food out of the bins. How could you sleep knowing that? Now, here's the thing, people have different moral values, and a lot of people who try to make this comment also would not do anything to help people that are homeless. That's the problem, right? A lot of people say a lot of things without actually ever doing anything. Wow, she sure has turned into quite the prima donna, hasn't she? I would have to agree. 30K a night, probably part of her contract. Yep, it is. Bum 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 bum. You must understand Las Vegas is a desert with death all around. There is no reason anyone would ever go to this horrible place except that criminals bought the incredibly cheap land and built hotels on it. Then threaten politicians to allow gambling. It is the worst place on earth. Stay away. Fool me once, shame on you. Tickets to a canceled show don't include reimbursements of for flights and hotels and time off work. I agree. What exactly could they provide that would justify this sort of money per night? Yeah, it's just crazy to me. Because you also got to think about it too, right? You could probably, for the same amount of money in one day that you spend there, would have to spend there. She doesn't, she gets it for free. But if you were to just do this yourself, you could probably find an Airbnb within that location that's expensive, but you could probably get it for the 3 months for like 2 or 3 days of what someone would spend at this same place, which is crazy. And of getting something basically of similar or better quality. 30,000 a night. The rich are so stupid. She's being had over. That is pure vulgar paying prices like that. Although she's not technically paying for it, she's getting it for free in her contract, and also technically all of it's for free for her because all of her fans are going to be paying for it. Wow, and to think that she comes from North London with frugal lifestyle where $55,000 would last a year. And this person put a year, it lasts me 2 years and there's still change in my pocket. Yeah, it's just crazy. Like, here's the thing. If you're like given the opportunity to do this, go ahead and do it. Get the experience. Why not? Right? Because it's not really coming out of your pocket. You're basically just turning away like a gift to yourself in a sense. But if you're someone who makes a lot of money, understand that the only difference between spending a lot of money when you're rich and spending money when you're poor is the ratio, right? So, for example, if you spend like on average per year, like 10% of your yearly take home pay on like basically useless items, right? Let's just say that you make 100K take home and you spend 10% of that per year on basically anything that's completely worthless, right? Like just completely useless, right? Like you're just burning $10,000 because you can, because it has no financial impact on yourself. You could go and do that. But understand that as time goes on, let's say that you start making more money, right? Now that you're making 200,000 per year take home, that 10% is now 20,000 instead of the 10,000, right? Ratio is the same, but the money spent is completely different. So, if you're making like millions upon millions of dollars per year now, but the ratio is the same, and you spend, you know, 30,000 a night, but you're making millions upon millions of dollars, let's just say per month now, if the ratio is the same, it doesn't really change anything, right? Like it doesn't really have any real financial impact on you than it did before. It was the exact same, right? So that's just like one way to really view it, right? Spend your money, save your money, invest your money, all in like ratios, all in like basically percentages, because it just keeps things consistent and you're never going to overspend. You're never going to get to like a living paycheck to paycheck situation. You're always going to have money in the bank, money going towards retirement, money going towards investments, and also money just going towards spending for fun, right? Without having any impact on your financial life if you were to keep a good ratio. So just keep that in mind. If you want to learn how to get a debt and master your money, go down below.